can you just let me know, yes or no? Why do you feel, lonely? If your body's asking for you to stop, stop. Don't do this.
1, 2, 3, let's switch this up.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anastasia, also known as your fave social media girl. If you are new, you know the drill, you know what I'm gonna say. Don't forget to subscribe, it would really help me out. And of course, don't forget to turn on the notification bell button so you know every single time that I post, which is on Fridays. This video is going to be primarily about, as you can tell by the title, things that I learned in 2021. I was kind of skeptical about doing a video like this because I have this kind of, just my own personal thing about when media culture talks about new year, new me. I used to believe in that and I used to really fall into that. And it really kind of screwed things up for me mentally, because what would happen is that everything that I didn't do the year before, I would sit there and I would add all the goals that I didn't accomplish last year plus new ones, and it's this whole list of 25 things. Then I would start off the year with being okay, I'm a new Anastasia, new me. I'm you're not new, you're the same Anastasia, you just evolve every year, you just grow every year. Yeah, so then I thought, what if I do a video about things that I learned that I'm going to sort of implement into this year that I've learned from last year to kind of sort of help me evolve even more and grow even more, and then maybe accomplish different other things with the new things that I've learned. And who knows, maybe hopefully these things that I've learned, some of you honeys probably maybe also learned as well, or on the journey of learning them, or haven't learned at all, and I don't know, maybe you'll learn them after this video. I don't know. Anyways, enough chit chat. Let's get started. 2021 for me was a very interesting year for a lot of aspects, for my YouTube career, for my acting career, for my own personal growth. Technically, I started my channel in 2022 of November, but if you look at the first 5 videos that I did, your girl had no idea what she was doing. Literally, I had no thumbnail. I didn't even know what the word thumbnail meant. I didn't even know what my channel was about. I didn't even know what I was vlogging. I was just doing things, which is fine, but I wouldn't officially count my start of my YouTube channel probably until April. I've been through a lot in the acting industry, and a lot of people were saying that I should do my channel based on acting and the things that I know, because they feel that it could connect with a lot of other people that are also struggling, and it can make them feel like they're not alone. I always really held back, and I always had this self-judgment on myself of you can't do it because, well, who are you to talk about acting? You're not deemed a successful actor. I'm not in 3 million Netflix shows. Nobody really knows who you are. So who are you to tell people what they shouldn't do? And that right there already stopped me from doing my channel. And then I started doing therapy. Therapy and life coaching is probably the greatest medicine you will ever have. Someone who's unbiased and doesn't know your life and doesn't know the people that are within your life can really help you sort of see things in a different picture that you can't. And that's exactly what my situation was, because my life coach, she would be able to bring things to me in a different perspective that I couldn't see it that way. The life coaching and the therapy has really helped me sort of let go of a lot of things, forgive a lot of people that put me through some hard stuff, and essentially evolve into the beautiful human being that I am today. And that really helped me, because then I really sort of gained my confidence and ended up doing my YouTube channel based on 1 week is all about acting and the other week is about self-love. So therapy and life coaching is your best medicine. Patience is my best friend. I am naturally an impatient person, and there's nothing, I wouldn't say it's a negative thing, but it does definitely not necessarily help me a lot. Being patient really sort of allows me to be grounded and allows me to make decisions and choices from a very calm state of mind, from a rational state of mind. And when I'm not patient and I'm trying to rush things and go faster, then I actually start to create resistance. That is where a lot of the things don't go the way I need them to go. And you really start to it's you're almost choking that thing that you really want. Obviously not physically, but energetically, you're I really want this, I really want this. Oh my God, why isn't this happening right now? I do still have impatient moments, probably more impatient than I do have patient moments. So that for me, the whole year was a huge growth probably. And I learned this when I was trying to apply for agencies, that I had to be very patient. This industry is all about patience. And there's a lot of waiting. It's a huge waiting game. And sometimes you really want to just like scream on the top of the lungs and be like, can you just let me know yes or no? And that doesn't always happen. When things will come, they will come. You will never know if things are meant to be yours until you try it. So why not take the risk? Like, what do you have to lose? This was something I battled with my YouTube channel. I was really scared to do it. But it turns out that that's completely the opposite. I tried it and I gained almost 260 something subscribers, and a lot of the honeys that come and message me on Instagram or comment on my YouTube videos say like, thank you so much for speaking out the truth. Like, you have no idea how good it makes me feel that I'm not alone doing this. And that is exactly why I started my YouTube channel. Like, this industry makes you feel sort of alone a lot of the times with the struggle that you see, because you see maybe other people kind of evolving constantly and then you're not getting anywhere. And that's what I was struggling with for a while. So I'm so happy that I took the risk, that I said, Anna, tell your brain to shut up. And I did that. And I took the risk into my YouTube channel. And I'm so grateful and so happy that I did it, because it's probably one of the greatest adventures and the biggest risks I took. And I am so happy that I did it. I had someone recently message me, I think it was on a comment on one of my YouTube videos, and they said that like, I've been thinking about doing acting for so long, and like watching your videos, like I think I just need to try it. And I'm like, yes, you do. You will never know if you'll like it. And if you don't like it, great. At least you tried and you cross it off your list and then go to the next thing. This is how you learn things about yourself. This is how you learn what you like and what you don't like. You're never gonna know whether you wanna do it and if it's for you unless you try it. Another risk that I took in 2021, well, it was kind of like a little bit of 2020 going into 2020, was moving in with my boyfriend Mikita, and really going in like to a deeper relationship with him. I was really scared to do that. I've never lived with a partner before, but I knew somewhere in the bottom of my heart that I didn't want to lose him. And so I took that risk. And I'm really happy that I did, because, well, that was like the best risk to ever take. Take things lightly, adapt easily. This is pretty big because I like structure. I don't do well when change comes at me. I don't do well when things are thrown at me. I don't like change. I don't like when I have to adapt to things easily. So we're working on that one. That is still something we're working on. In this industry of acting, you will need to adapt very, very easily. So putting that one into 2022, we're gonna adapt. Your traumas do not define you. I always believe that the reason why I wasn't, let's say, successful at acting, why I wasn't able to do a lot of the things, why I wasn't like worthy of love, is because other people took that opportunity away from me. That's not necessarily true. I think your traumas, there is a lesson, there's a reason why this happened to you, and they don't define you. I've had a very, very horrible 4 years of theater school experience, and I believe that the reason why acting was never going for me was because the trauma that I went through for 4 years. But that's not the case. It was strictly me. I needed to heal that trauma. And the minute I did, wow, did my career ever sort of really started going somewhere. So let go. Oh my gosh, honeys, it's such a cliche little thing to say. It's so simple, 2 words, but it's so powerful. Letting go is hard, and I had to do a lot of that. I think the first half of the year, I was really trying to adapt and learn of what letting go means. And then I think the second half of the year is when I actually learned how to do it. And then that's when like the agent, a lot of more subscribers, even just like my creativity within my YouTube videos really started to flow in, because I let go of the resistance of being like, it has to be perfect. The minute I let go of that perfectionism, they end up being really good, and I would get really good kind of feedback from you honeys about how much you really enjoy my YouTube videos. Everything happens for a reason, honeys. Truly, I'm a huge firm believer of everything happening for a reason. There's always a reason behind something that happens to you, whether it be the worst, the best, the mediocre, or whatever. There's either a lesson for you to be learned with what just happened. It could also happen to you because they're trying to prepare you for something, or they're trying to give you a signal about something. Sometimes it's also a wake-up call. Whatever it is, like these things don't just come out of nowhere. There's a reason why they're happening to you. Sometimes it could be the same thing over and over because maybe you're just not getting it and you need to sort of like change your course of direction, change the way of thinking, whatever. And so there's things that happened to me in 2021 that I was like, why is this happening? And I would go, why am I being punished? But then I'd have to go back to myself and be like, I'm not being punished. There's a reason why this happened to me now. And then after down the line, I realized, okay, so that was a lesson for me because I clearly was doing something wrong and it needed to change. Something else was actually a signal that what I wanted to do was actually unsafe for me. So yeah, I'm really thankful for all those like lessons, little signs and wake up calls, because now I'm standing here very proud of the decisions that I've done and the lessons and mistakes that I've done in 2021 because I learned. Self-love in your self-love journey is probably going to be the most beautiful journey that you would ever be on and the most beautiful journey that you will ever need in your life. I didn't understand how important self-love was until I got into it. It's kind of huge how much self-love really helped me in my own like acting career, in my own boundaries, in my YouTube, like everything, in my relationship with my family, like everything. Like it's kind of insane. And I see a lot of things where like culturally how self-love was never used and how it really like shapes the thinking of people, especially in my family, because my family is Ukrainian and self-love was never a thing there. And now when I talk about my self-love and I do my self-love, my mom watches my videos all the time. Shout out to my mama. She really, I think, started practicing self-love, and I think she's actually starting to change her way of thinking a little bit with some of the things that I talk about, because you cannot have anyone love you if you don't love yourself. So get on that self-love journey. I don't know what you're waiting for. People who are negative in their own life, it's not because they don't like you, and if they're negative towards you, it has nothing to do with you. It has all to do with them. This pertains to my serving job. A lot of people in my serving job are very negative. I think they don't like their life. I think they are not happy that they are serving. Some of them have been there for a while, and there's a lot of drama, a lot of negativity at my serving job. And I used to be a part of it all the time, but then I really learned this is not me. Like, I'm not a drama person. I'm not into this kind of stuff. There's no reason I should be in it. And they are still negative towards me here and there sometimes, but I really don't pay attention to it anymore. Like, I really just close my eyes and I go do my own thing, and then I'm out. So it's really nothing about you. It's always about them. It's their own negativity that they're portraying on themselves. They probably won't even admit it sometimes, but they need to put it on someone else. So remember that. It's not you. It's them. Whatever void you sort of feel on the inside, like if you feel lonely, even though your life is filled with like happiness, great family, I don't know, like whatever, you're not financially stressed, blah, blah, blah. Like everything around you is great, but you still feel the void. Nothing will be able to fill that void. Like no other person, no relationship, no tasty snack, no alcohol. Like you need to figure out what that void is. And most of the time it has something to do with trauma. Most of the time it has to do with something that you have not healed, and you need to heal it in order to sort of not have that void. I've had this void for a while and I could never understand, and I think my mom also had a hard time understanding, where she'd be like, you have a great job, you have a great boyfriend, you have great parents, you know, like we love you, you have a great sister, like everything around you is great. Why do you feel, you know, lonely? And I couldn't understand it. And then when I started doing my life coaching and my energy healing and my therapy, I really started to understand that like I feel a void because I never healed from theater school. I feel a void because I never healed from my previous relationship. I have a void because there's things that traumatically happened to me that I'm like, I just put it under the rug and I closed it and I never, ever, ever opened that box again. But that doesn't really solve the problem. It just puts it on hold, and then someday it's going to blow up, and it's not going to be nice when it blows up. So I have to go into the uncomfortable spot. And when I did, I worked on a whole year, and I don't have that loneliness inside me anymore. Like I feel very fulfilled. I feel very full. And if I ever do start to feel a little lonely, it's because I'm going back to my old thinking. So I bring myself right back out of it and I put myself into my new thinking. And then that lonely sort of feeling is gone. So it's all about you. Just figure out what's on the inside that's really bothering you. I say it like it's so easy. It's not, but it is a very beautiful journey to be on. I kid you not. And the outcome of it is, it's a great feeling. Listen to your body. If your body's asking for rest, don't go to the gym. Rest. If your body's asking for you to stop, stop. Don't do this. You know, don't put push yourself more. This kind of ties into like the self-love journey as well. The more self-love you give to your body, the more happier it is and the more sort of fulfilled you're gonna feel on the inside. So listen to that gorgeous body of yours. I feel like every stage, every year of your life, you are the same person, but you evolve and you grow and you become like a new era of yourself. And I think I struggled with trying to become the person that I was like, let's say 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I'm like, that's never gonna happen. That's obviously in the past. I was that person for a reason 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever years ago. And there's no need for me to bring that person back. Yeah, just keep evolving, keep growing. You're always gonna be you. You're just gonna be an evolved version of yourself, which I think is an incredible, beautiful experience to be a part of. So corny, so cheesy, but be happy. If anything that has taught me in 2021, I live in Ontario. Toronto has had some insane lockdowns, just insane bullshit in general with governments. I'm not getting into it because my channel's not about this. But I think at the end of the day, things could be worse. And it's true. I look at some of the crap that people have to deal with from the other... Sir, it's sometimes hard to say just to be happy. It really, really is. And sometimes you just want to be like, shut up. That is the worst saying ever. But at the end of the day, really try to find the happiness. Really try to find that silver lining within what's happening. Because serotonin is very important. And I think with what we have been through in the last 2 to 3 years, serotonin, it's very hard to find. Honeys, this is the end of my video. These are the lessons that I learned in 2021. Some of them I'm still on the journey of kind of learning and putting them into my daily practice. So I think that's gonna be sort of filled for the first half of 2022. But I think overall, it's been a very exciting year for me. I think the things that I learned are life lessons. I think these are things that I'm gonna use for the rest of my life, in my own personal life, in my life with Nikita, with my family, with my career. I think these are things that can be sort of implemented in everything. So it's just going to be an exciting year to see how I use them in my everyday life. I'm curious, what are things that you learned in 2021? Please comment below. I would love to talk about them. I'm wondering if they're the same things or similar or maybe something completely different. So don't forget to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at Anastasia_Piero. And honeys, you know what? I love you, and I'm gonna see you all next Friday. Bye, honeys. Love you.